Namaste, angels. I'm going to do a client reading for, it is a repeat client, however, not for the purposes of a reading. Well, she's purchased previously energy healing for her divine masculine and quickly saw the results of that. At around the same time, she had purchased a reading for herself or on the couple. And so I'm doing that portion now because as some of you may have seen, I had announced that I didn't do my readings last week the way that I normally do them. I would typically do them before I do the collective readings and had decided, oh, let me do something different. And then I ended up, it's a very positive note, but I ended up having to deal with my mother being released sort of early from rehab after having major surgery recently. So my schedule got a little upside down. I'm back and I've been doing the readings and I'm up to hers. I'm so happy to be able to do this for her because I spoke to her quite a bit yesterday about her situation. Other than that, I don't know her and I don't know anything about the situation, but it wouldn't take me long to figure out party of three involving an earth sign, likely a Virgo, and she is in fact a Virgo. The divine masculine, she says, is a Scorpio. I think the other party may be a Sagittarius, but that's not based on anything with the cards and stuff. That's just sort of what came to me. So we'll see. I'm beginning, however, with the Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle and Healing Sounds. This is an indication that they could use some sort of meditative audio. And that can be any genre of music that you're into. You know, you find a peaceful place to listen. I often recommend that people do it outside if they can, so that way at the same time they, they get to connect with the universe and Mother Nature while they're also working on the healing sounds. Maybe motivational speaker. I'm a fan of binaural tones. I recommend them. You know, even guided meditation and stuff. But if you're going to listen to guided meditation and or a motivational speaker, then I would recommend that it not be a time when you may go to sleep. Because then if you go to sleep and somebody's talking into you and you don't know what they're speaking over your life. So I don't recommend that. But if you're going to be awake and you want to listen to something, and if you decide you don't like it, you can turn it off. That works. Okay, and opening to message from afar. Message from afar can be contact, actual contact. And that is something that she experienced actually as part of her divine masculine's healing, energy healing. He did contact her rather quickly. So it could be that, but it's also telepathic. It's messages from the universe that maybe we receive through listening, through connecting. That can be what that means as well. And opening to miracles, because they do happen and come true. Healing sounds. Also emergence. This is like the energy of rising from the ashes because of all this bright light, all this yellow, orange, red, right? Purple, which is very regal and spiritual. Then one can only imagine the darkness must be down there. That must be from where this being emerged. And the higher she goes, the closer she gets even to white light. So this is about having risen from the ashes and continuing to ascend. On that note, I'll go ahead and cut. I don't want it to appear that I'm rushing, but I may be moving through the spreads because I do want to attempt to show her as much as I can, in the half-hour reading. Even if I go over, you guys know I don't care about going over. As far as, like the cost of the reading or anything like that. But I want to be able to fill as much in at least the time that she is expecting. So having come to fear, there is very clearly fear associated with the two coming together and approaching union. Overall energy is abundance, which has more than one meaning for me. It is reflective of an earth sign rather, being involved. Again, she is a Virgo, but also of abundance that is, to come and that does surround them. And it's not just of money, it's of love too. And that's what this would indicate. The divine feminine about herself. This can be a message from her higher self as well. The divine masculine as it relates to the feminine. Himself. The union as a whole. Overall. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward this union. Contribute, do, surrender. What he himself is willing to. What the universe would have the two to focus on, and the outcome. Divine feminine, transience. So this is about a need for healing head to toe. And, actually our conversation yesterday was with regard to my having received messages that she needed healing. I never propose. I wish that everybody would get energy healing, and from me, because I know that it works. That's why I have like a Facebook page that doesn't have any comments from me. It's only comments from my those who have had it, and it's like testimonials and reviews and things only from people who've had it. So because I really avoid pushing it on anyone, although I believe that everyone should have it. But I did receive messages in her regard that she needed it, and I had to tell her, because that trumps my ego of not wanting to be socially awkward or impose upon anybody. So I did let her know, and now here it is showing up again from her higher self. The masculine about her, the goddess. This is about a need to surrender too, though. And it's coming through that not just that he thinks that we're letting go of control as it relates to you, like you're letting go of control, relinquishing control to the universe would help, but that he also recognizes his own need to surrender as it relates to you. Him about himself, earth connection. So there's a need to connect with the universe and to do some meditation and healing of his own. And he's aware of that's going to help to open up his flow, or at least his higher self is aware of that and making him aware. But I think that this also ties to you in your being an earth sign and where he is in respect to that, his attachment, the way that he's drawn to your energy of that aspect of you that is so grounded, sort of that he's like in a healthy way envious of it. The union as a whole. The whole thing is going through healing. So like I said, he sees it for you, your need to surrender. He sees it for himself. He wants to do meditation. He wants to connect with the universe, with Mother. That will help with his surrender. And your higher self is also helping you in 3D to recognize your need for healing as well. And the whole thing is not only in need, but in the process of healing with the, the healer of all time, the universal heart. Jesus the Christ. So that's beautiful. Overall, embrace. So this too, and you can see it's like you guys have the same colors repeating and everything too. This too, it looks like a couple coming together in an embrace, and I'm sure it holds that meaning for you guys as well. The connection between you, but at the same time, the card represents one individual's divine masculine and feminine coming together harmoniously. So again, it's with regard to healing. this is like the energy of temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius in the tarot. And I think did I say out loud that I think a Sagittarius might be involved in the party of three? So that could be that too, although that's not where I was going with it when I picked up the cards. What would the masculine have the feminine to do here? Believe in miracles. Believe in miracles. Like, have some faith, continue some faith. And this is something else that she and I discussed yesterday too. Himself. Physical body. I'm getting the fire sign energy from this again, which can also relate to him as a Scorpio, being ruled by Mars, the red planet, and being the divine masculine, like embodying that and taking on that energy. But again, I'm getting this connection to the healing, and I guess not surprisingly, I mean, it's crossing, all of these cards are about healing, and it's sitting here underneath the universal heart and crossing the need for the earth connection. I see him, again, getting outside in the sun, getting outside, connecting with nature, and maybe exercising outside, and maybe listening to healing sounds while he's doing that. You know, it's a process of like a mind, body, soul thing that he's working on. What the universe would have the two to do, boom, meditation. It's over and over and over again. You guys are getting the same message, right? I even began with one of meditation with the healing sounds. So this is what the two of you need to both work on toward individual and joint healing. That's going to be the purpose of it. And the outcome, the mystic. The outcome is that it will increase, you will go through and experience spiritual growth. And the union itself, so you will, as individuals, and the union itself will also experience spiritual growth. This card is also about increased psychic awareness, the need to pay attention to one's intuition, telepathic communications, other electronic communications. For me, with this star on her third eye chakra, third eye being a communication area, the star representing Aquarius communication being electronic for me. So that would include telepathy, but also email, text, online communications and things like that. But the overall message of outcome as it relates to this, and this is again from the divine masculine's perspective, with a couple of like caveats thrown in from the universe. The need for connection to source, basically, in order to heal. So that one wasn't very romantic, but now we will do one that may be a little more, beginning again with triangle. And this is about parties of three, quite possibly, and I think in this case, a love triangle, like more specifically than just a party of three. And the karmic nature of it all, like it is something that we have to go through, part of our destiny, part of our path, part of our journey, completely of the universe. Triangle, and open to courting man. Which could signify, and I think does, again in this case, that primarily it is he who is surrounded, or who is the object, the object of his love, the for the most part, of the party of three. And opening to soulmate. Courting man. And there's an ice queen here. This could be somebody, may be, again, an Aquarius, perhaps. Sun, moon, and rising too. Now on the heels of Mystic and now opening to Ice Queen and Venus. This can also be about the feminine and not necessarily Venus, but Mercury, rather, ruler of Virgo. Courting man and dark male, which in this deck does represent the divine masculine for me. So again, he would be the courting man that's being discussed here. And further to that, I think like the main object of the party of three. And there's my divine masculine again. On that note, I will cut. Short-term heartbreak. And courting man is back as the overall energy. Divine couple. Recent past. Near future. Masculine's higher self. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, the masculine can do, further advice from the universe, and the outcome. Divine couple. Past love. So this is also past life love. And I'm feeling and seeing like a lot of hurt and pain, which would signify why this heart is sort of like coming apart. But if you notice, at the same time, it's like it was encased in a shell and it needed to come apart in order to reveal the true heart and love that's underneath. So that's what this is about here. Recent past, past life. So going through a past life experience, something connected to your karma is what's happening now. The near future. Dark male. He's going to come around again. Again, this is the divine representation in this deck of the divine masculine for me. Masculine's higher self. Mature man. And this card does represent for me, I'm sure you've heard me say, because I know you watch rather faithfully, Mars. And that sort of overbearing energy of Mars that can absolutely represent Aries or Scorpio. So he is in that aspect of himself, as opposed to the other aspect of Mars that is more passionate and aggressive in that sense for me. This one is like that, this kind of controlling emperor energy. Blocks to the union. Money. I feel it can actually be money. There's a sense of feeling restrained, like Capricorn, the devil in the tarot, that's coming from this. A sense of like being restrained, limited, or feeling limited. It's always a false sense, right? We can always break away. Especially when we realize that money is not, you know, the most important thing. I wanted to divorce my husband. We get along great to this day. But I wanted to divorce my husband. I divorced him. I didn't ask him for one dime. I didn't ask to split any of our stuff. I just wanted a divorce from my husband. Now, I'm not saying everybody, you know, has to do that, but I'm just saying it's doable. I walked in, I paid for my divorce. They said, you know, I said, I want nothing, just an uncontested divorce. And that's what I got. So we can pull ourselves away from these things. We're never really trapped. And again, nobody has to do it like I did it, but it's doable. And, you know, you can find a way that works for you. But I'm feeling it's that kind of restriction. Like I can't make a move because I can't afford to. Like it's cheaper to keep her. That saying. Yeah, I thought something else was coming with that, but yeah, that's what that is. What can the feminine do, despite all of this? Gifts. This is more guidance, similar to the outcome of your other spread, the psychic woman. This is about spiritual gifts. And I guess it's also connected to that emergence, you know, that the continued growth and ascension is what you should focus on right now in this moment. Because again, remember it's temporary, because that's what's been coming through. And that's what's even sort of illustrated here, right? This is the near future. So in the meantime, let's like regroup and refocus and, you know, work with yourself, because that's going to help to heal his energy in the union as well. Anyway, what is he, what can he do? Communication. So I said he'd be back. There'd be more communication. It was indicated with the other spread that communication was coming, even if that was telepathic, but it seemed like it would probably be Aquarius style, you know, some sort of electronic communication, and it's showing up again here. Further advice from the universe. What does the universe say? It's the spiritual growth. So what I just told you here with the gifts, and it's like mirroring the gifts card, right? They want the two of you to work on yourselves and your freedom. Aquarius, the energy of Aquarius also represents freedom. That's what Aquarians are all about. You know, they are like the great humanitarians of the tarot and, I mean, of the zodiac rather. And they are the type to do what feels right to them and what, you know, makes their soul and heart like sing and move and dance, you know, regardless of what everybody else is doing. If they have to stand alone on an island to do that, they will. That's the kind of freedom that the universe wants for us all, regardless of, you know, our zodiac, our natal chart. So we got to grow. The rest of us that don't have that, you know, sort of innately, we got to grow in that area and to that extent where we're able to realize that there is no constraints. There are no constraints. This is all of this stuff is an illusion. And here's Raphael now with the sirens and more healing. All of this is an illusion. The only thing that's real is love. So that's what they want us to focus on and sort of come back to here. And the outcome from this one. Beauty Queen. This is an increase in self-esteem and confidence and being ready for the world and maybe ready for each other at that point too. This is very Venus, which again rules Taurus, Libra, Gemini, So this is like the Empress card coming through. Or the Ice Queen herself. Going to my Angel Tarot, beginning with the Three of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. And opening to the Seven of Fire, defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. Three of Earth. And the Five of Air, an unwise choice. Yes, somebody has some air. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. The Five of Air for me is about not just conflict. Like fives, you know, tend to be about conflict, but it's not just conflict. It's like conflict in which we had a hand, even if it was inadvertent. You know, it wasn't malicious. We didn't mean to, but like we realized sort of like I shouldn't have said that, or if I hadn't done that, this wouldn't have happened. It's that sort of thing. Like we got to think before we act. We all got to like do better at that. But opening to the Six of Air, so that's a nice progression. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation, and somebody may even be taking a trip. Six of Air can be about vacations, yes, and travel, but it can be metaphoric too. It's movement. It's movement in the right direction, in, you know, out of that rough, rocky period and into calmer, stiller waters. Six of Air. And the Ace of Water, there he is. Falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. To absolutely be about reconciliation and things getting better, a new shot at things. Opposite the Six of Air, that's what it looks like. You know, again, a new start in the right direction. And something that's going to bring, you know, emotional happiness, joy. And opening to the Wheel with Archangel Michael, a time of positive change. The situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. The Wheel represents the planet Jupiter for me, which rules Sagittarius. So again, that can be involved, but also is attached to the fixed signs for me. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. Ace of Water. And the Knight of Air, who's intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. And again, an Aquarius, perhaps, Libra or Gemini, somebody taking on those traits or attributes, can, of course, also represent Venus or Mercury, both of which are in Pisces at the moment. But, of course, are air signs. And Mercury, again, ruler of Virgo, not just Gemini. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options so you can come up with creative solutions. So this is like the third message in a row, pretty much, that something is going to happen suddenly for the good. And it's here opposite the Ace of Water. So that would make us think it's going to happen in this area. Now, while I was paused as I was looking at this card is because I was also hearing that I didn't mention it's attached to the Wheel. And Jupiter is the fact that Jupiter is now retrograde in Scorpio. So Jupiter, again, ruler of Sagittarius, that may be from where the Sagittarius was coming from for me, retrograde in Scorpio. As of the 8th. Oh, actually the 8th is tomorrow. So it could be telling us that maybe that's what's going to move things forward. Again, because the Wheel is about a sudden movement forward and is attached to Jupiter. Jupiter in retrograde as of tomorrow. Back to the Three of Earth, with which I started. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. The Three of Earth is about abundance. Threes in general can be about abundance. They're about the creator too, a creation. So very spiritual number as well. Threes, multiple threes attached to the ascended masters as well. However, threes in the tarot tend to represent what I call a quote unquote party of three, which may or may not be a love triangle, but again, seems to be in this case. Also, the Three of Earth or Pentacles in the tarot is about not just abundance in general, but abundance that is earned. It's coming to you because you deserve it, whether that is financial, which it often tends to be, or love. It can also signify that not only is there a relationship with someone, some sort of third-party relationship, but that it exists at work or they met at work or something. Overall energy is the Eight of Air, which is very much like that energy of the devil, which the money card came through as, the energy of Capricorn. That can also be attached to the divine masculine, now that I get it, because he was in that emperor, that overbearing energy. But that card also comes through to me sometimes as Capricorn too, because that can be like I'm stuck, I'm stringent, I refuse to move, I'm just static, I'm not flexible on anything. That's that. I'm digging my feet in the ground and I can't move. Well, that is very much connected to that energy of the devil in the tarot too, which again represents the sign of Capricorn. And Pluto, the other ruler of Scorpio, is in shadow, approaching retrograde in Capricorn. So that can be that connection there too. This, although it's the Eight of Air, it reads for me very much like the devil in the tarot. An illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence and being afraid to take action. It's attached to fear too. Fear, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, feeling stuck, feeling limited, feeling restrained. Masculine, the Seven of Water, he's got a choice to make. A complex decision. The need to do research. Stop procrastinating. The Seven of Water is for me of the planet Neptune and the energy of Pisces. It's that very, I'm confused, I'm cloudy, I'm not sure what to do sort of thing. And fantasizing and dreamy, but not very much in touch with reality, not focusing on anything in particular. And if you see here, like there's these cups here and there's one, it's like off to the side and all illuminated. And it's kind of like not even being noticed because we're just like in the fantasy land and looking at all these others and wondering what's inside them. That's what the Seven of Water is. When that shows up, we're guided to like try to stop and focus and do some real thinking and decision making. The masculine is surrounded by more indication of a need to make a decision, surrounded by the Two of Earth. Too much going on at once. There's a need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. So rather than being like that kind of older, more mature and stuck in their ways energy of perhaps Scorpio or Capricorn or Pluto in Capricorn, maybe being more Virgo-like. If you're going to take on an earth energy and you want to take on an earth energy, like a mutable sign, Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, light, airy, playful. And when you're coming from that place, instead of like you're carrying a bunch of heavy baggage, that maybe bring some clarity here for the masculine. In his subconscious, the King of Earth, there you are. Generous, professional, responsible, and practical. This is also about money too, though, I would say. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. So like I was saying, he feels limited by lack of finances. that's what's preventing him from being able to move. And when I pick this up, it's not right side up, it's upside down, but there's a 10 of water underneath it. So I think like it's feeling stuck in a family situation, like I can't get out of this situation, and because of money. But this also, the court cards tend to represent actual people in your life too. And the King of Earth is a Virgo like yourself, Capricorn, or Taurus. A successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. You, the 5 of water, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation, and crying over spilled milk. This is the energy of, oh, woe is me, and pessimism. I have no faith left. This keeps happening to me. Why me? And not recognizing that you have the 2 cups still standing. And that if you just release these and not worry about them anymore and, you know, maintain your faith that these 2 will always be yours, that's a change in perspective that will be far more beneficial to you. Surrounding you, the 7 of Earth is a need for patience. Seeds well planted. There's a temporary pause in action. Doesn't look like anything's happening right now, but that's okay. Okay, there's no need to panic or worry. Any worry would be unnecessary. We have to have faith, again, that when we plant the seeds, what happens when you plant a seed? There's an expectation. There's a faith that means something's going to grow from the ground. You don't plant the seed and you know, presume nothing's going to happen. Nothing's ever going to come of it and panic. Why would we plant seeds if that were the case? So this is a need to, you know, just wait. You've done the work. Now you wait and then expect to reap what you've sown. In the feminine subconscious, the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel, listen to your intuition, have patience, and consider carefully what you want before acting. Well, the High Priestess can mean many things, and I think right in this placement and in this reading, for you, it does. But the one that's jumping out at me right now, that I don't mention very often, is like disappointment in a romantic situation. So it's reflective of that. At the same time, the High Priestess guides you to go with what you know. And again, have some faith. Trust what you know to be true. Through your intuition, through your awareness, through your soul. And then act accordingly. The High Priestess is a Gemini or a water sign. So this is likely connected to the masculine's Scorpio energy. Crowning. More of that. The 9 of water. Your wish comes true and concerns fade away. It's crossing this concern. It's crossing this unnecessary worry, right? You have a love of life when this happens. This is prayers answered, you know, dreams come true, wishes granted. At the root, that 5 of air. Unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. Something we're moved to do or say, and it can be as simple as this. As simple as sinking into the pessimistic energy is something that you know to avoid. You know that. But you've allowed yourself to go here anyway. You know what decision to make, but you're procrastinating anyway, or have made a decision against your heart. And you know better. That's what this means. But all's not lost, right? We still have the prayer and meditation, the intentions of positivity expected to come to pass. The heart of the matter, the Ace of Air, brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth in the situation may be a challenging beginning. Now, it says a challenging beginning because in the tarot, the Ace of Air, when it shows up, what it can mean is that it's been difficult getting to this new beginning. But I don't see the need to, I don't know why we have to mention that. I think it's more important the fact that we're here. So that's what I'm going to have you focus on. That this is the second ace and second indication that there will be something that comes to bear, something that comes to light. This will be some sort of communication or something. Victory is what the Ace of Air is also about. It can also be about cutting away what doesn't serve, similar to the Queen of Air. And that too is coming. Let's further clarify these with some romance cards, beginning with trust, which is similar to the faith I keep talking about. This situation is calling for you to have faith. And opening to deception. Someone's wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So like I was saying, deciding something against your own heart and soul, for example, that would be a false self mask. Deception now at the top. Let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So we talked about control issues, and that can be a reason for this to show up. Control issues and passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Let go of control issues. I will cut. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. This is any situation, and boom, here this is. I'm saying that the codependency is this situation of being stuck in, a family type situation or relationship that is toxic and one would want to break free from, but has not. That's the codependent situation. We can also have that codependent relationship with money, or dependence on money and the material that, again, we would allow to sort of imprison us and prevent us from going after our heart's desire. Instead, we're trying to juggle a bunch of things that don't resonate with us. Overall energy is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Atop the Seven of Water, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So he's in this dream world, and he can bring these dreams of love and romance to fruition by remaining in a positive space and believing that they can come true. Not that he's stuck and trapped and limited. Atop the Two of Earth and the need to make a decision, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Likely to an earth sign, like a Virgo, like yourself. Top that more earth energy, further earth energy, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And, what higher level than like the king of earth, which would really signify like the value and worth of the relationship to him. Atop the Five of Water, rather than being pessimistic and doubtful, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Atop the Seven of Earth, where you need to be patient. Give it a chance, your relationship. Work on your partnership. You can work on your partnership right now, again, by working on yourself at the moment. Atop the High Priestess, wedding. This situation involves marriage. Is this what you know? Do you know that there is maybe a sacred marriage involved here in this partnership, this two? If that's what you know, then that should be what gives you your faith. Atop the Nine of Water. And your dreams coming true. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. I think they're talking about the same friends that I go to for help. And that's like, the universe. I call upon the universe. I talk to the angels. I give them permission to intercede. The ones of light only, because all angels ain't good. But I give them permission to intercede in my life, the good ones, the ones of the light. Atop the Five of Air. Retreat. it's time to disconnect from the world. So again, there's this need to do some meditation, and if at all possible, and you know the area in which you live is conducive to it, the conditions are conducive to it, outside in nature, break away and spend some time with Mother. And at the heart of the matter, atop this ace of air, make the effort toward the new beginning. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And it sits here next to this other one that also guides to do the work, as well as to the Two of Earth, which is also a guide to put in the work and to sort of manage and find balance, that you have time for both, you know, for all things in your life, for love and for work, for, you know, to yourself, balance, home and work and all that kind of thing. Also crossing here again, of course, the need to put in the effort in deciding upon, you know, what it is we want, and focusing on one dream, you know, and realizing it. Further to the masculine, from the Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle, Healing Sounds. So there's a need to really put this effort in with the meditation. We've seen it over and over again during this reading. For you, answered prayer, same thing as what's crowning you here. So again, with faith and the positive intent over your life, thinking positive thoughts. That's what 1111 means, actually. It doesn't mean twin flame. You know, this is one of these false teachings. It means the universe is saying, hey, you, pay attention to your thoughts and your words, because they become your reality. Okay, that's what answered prayer is about. That's what prayer is. Meditation is intention, and vice versa. So with some positive thinking, you can bring that into your life. Masculine is getting here brunette female. There's a karmic female energy in his life. They say this was the third party, and he needs to address this. I pulled two for you. What are they? Work. So you already had two cards guiding you to put in some work here, and you're getting another one, but this is also like reflective of your earth energy as well for me. And gossip is the other. Someone is contributing to his confusion. It's not only him. It's like somebody whispering in his ear, as they say, and contributing to his confusion as to what he should do and what he's unable to do, what he's, you know, what's limiting him and restricting him, and so he's stuck and all that kind of stuff. So this is for you to be aware of that's going on. However, we're at the end of a difficult situation, possibly involving a fire sign. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that leads to stress-related health concerns. So again, he's guided to make a decision that's going to help him to find some balance. I'm being shown this embrace card again, too, at the same time, which again is also about temperance and being made whole and that balance. He's got to lay down, you know, at least half of his burden. And that could mean splitting your stuff 50-50 with this other person and walking away, similar to as I described before. Before it becomes like physically unhealthy. And that may be another reason why physical body showed up for the masculine too. And fire sign energy was coming from that for me as well. This is all you. The Page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging in a new area of study. This is the new area of study. Doesn't have to be like you're going back to school. It can. You can sign up for something or learn something new at work or whatever. But also for me, it has to do with spiritual growth. It has to do with, the life experiences that we go through. We learn from those too. They say experience is like the best teacher. So it's a new area of study. To me, that can even be about yourself. I'm learning this new thing about myself. I'm coming into this new space of growth. But on top of that, the page of earth represents for me specifically Virgo, because the page is, the more youthful and or the mutable sign, like the youthful element of the zodiac for me. And that would be Virgo as it relates to earth. It can also be a Taurus or a Capricorn as well. Most importantly, it does mean that there is good news about financial matters coming to you. And that could be part of your answered prayer. And not just about financial matters, about abundance. And this can be connected to the love too, especially since you had that abundance card come up before. That was very similar, connected to not just a message of abundance coming in, news of that, but also love and the money card. And now we have here the two of earth, here the king of earth, representing you and the connection as well. So I think it's abundance of love too for both of you. From the romance angels to the masculine codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. It's this. So he needs time. Basically, he's got stuff to deal with, and the universe has him on this task. But it involves personal healing for him, and the same is going to go for you during this period. And it's just a period, a karmic period, which was also demonstrated by the karma card showing up. I think the second card I opened to, through which we have to go, and that's just part of the journey, unfortunately, or fortunately, because even things that are difficult. To get back to like maybe the ace of air that's here at the heart of the matter for you, even these experiences that are difficult, they benefit us in the end. Like we can't get to where we're going without having gone through them and grown from those experiences. So at the end, it's all worth it. It's all good. And lastly, for you children, your love life is being affected by children. These can be children belonging to either of you. But would certainly help to explain what's going on with the masculine and his hesitance to pull away from a party of three, and his concerns about money as well, and how he's going to afford everything that he wants. I hope that you find this reading helpful and that you enjoy it. Namaste, dear.